Welcome back to Smoke BBQ Source. I'm Ricer, and in today's video, I'm testing out the RFX Meat from Thermoworks. I have personally been waiting for Thermoworks to come out with a wireless probe for at least 5 years now. And for the first test cook, I'm going to do a nice cowboy ribeye steak. Now, like every single thing that I've ever gotten from Thermoworks, the packaging is awesome. I got the starter kit, so we have a nice little carrying case. You got the RFX gateway that I think can hold up to like 50 probes. I mean, that's a lot of data that you could store. You got one probe and the charging block, along with an ambient temperature probe that plugs right into the gateway itself. This probe can only read the internal temperatures of the meat and not the ambient temperature. Now, while the cowboy ribeye is doing some salt brining, grab our spectaculars and hook up some Wi-Fi. Now, this is nice. It's got a magnet, so you're gonna be able to hang this thing, turn the power on. Oh, there it is. We'll put it right here. Oh, I found it already. Now they're just gonna ask you to type in your network and your super password. Oh, we've got it hooked up. Probably kind of bright. Wish it had a black screen. Channel name. We're just gonna call this one Ricer #1. Got alarms that we can turn on. Ah, it successfully works. Turn on your gateway. Oh, I think it's on. Remove probe from the block. Oh, found it already. It's been successfully added. Now, that was super easy to hook up. Even you millennials and boomers could do it. Gen X's, don't worry, cakewalk. Now, it's telling me right now that it is 72.7 degrees in here. Say 8. Let's talk a little bit about the probe itself. It says that you can charge this probe up in 10 minutes and then start using it. Using this probe in the Thermoworks app, all your data can be saved on the cloud, and this probe is actually NSF safe. For all our barbecue viewers out there, it also works with the fan through Thermoworks. One really cool feature is that this is water resistant, so you can throw it in the dishwasher if you're a lazy barbecuer. But you can also use it in the deep fryer. Some of you guys out there probably cooking for barbecue competitions are using sous vide, so put it in there and throw it in a vacuum seal bag. Winner, winner. For all of you people that don't have a Wi-Fi connection out in your cooking area, this is Bluetooth, and they say it can reach up to 560 feet in obstructive territory. If it's nothing in your way, they say it could reach up to 1,500 feet. Now that's pretty dang far. The charging block, it feels nice and sturdy. It is made out of plastic, but it doesn't feel flimsy. Oh, it's flashing. It means it's charging. And the charging block, well, it's also got a magnet on it. Charcoal's starting to ash over, so let's get it in. You kind of put her in the shanner. Grab our cowboy. It's a nice cowboy. Get our RFX out. Now we've got a line just like all of them, and it's the darker area where they say it's the preferred depthness. And that's gonna be really nice, actually, right there. Get about the center point. Start going in. Start out just about like this. Grab our air probe, grab our gateway, get this hooked in right there. Get our probe through, and I think we'll put her right about here. And now we just kind of sit and wait. So the first thing that I've noticed while using the app is that the gateway and the probe itself aren't on the same screen, so you have to go back to your device screen. Now, that's not the end of the world, but I hope that in the future they're redesigning the Thermoworks app so you could just have your ambient probe up in the right-hand corner or something like that. Unless I'm missing something, because when I'm on either of them, the other one doesn't show up. It's running really smooth, and slowly those internal temperatures are just climbing up. My alarm went off and we are reading 80 degrees. Let's use our Thermoworks 1 and see how relatively close they are. Now it's jumped up to 85 degrees right when I grab my pen. I'm reading 85 degrees with this. We're gonna flip him directly over. I reached an internal temperature of 105 degrees on this big old cowboy cut. Time to fill up a chimney and get this kettle nice and hot. There's our alarm. For this next step, I actually don't need the lid or this ambient probe. I'm gonna wanna pull this at 125 degrees. So we're gonna set a new one for that temperature. I do wanna check, because we're at 110, and see what we're reading here. The outer edges look to be about 113, but in the center, we're 111. Crank up the exhaust fans. It's time to get a little bit of hot coal in here. One thing that I remembered just now, I actually wrecked a meter first gen model because I did this same sear, but it got way too hot. So I gotta make sure that I don't burn this one up, but you do have a higher tolerance with the RFX. This one's rated at 1000 degrees. So let's grab our IR gun and see where we're at. The outer edge is right around 920. So we gotta give this charcoal a little bit longer to burn it off a tad more. Let's go ahead and get some black pepper on this. Nothing's better than a little bit of seared black pepper on a ribeye steak. So I'm reading right around the edge, 600, 700 degrees on this charcoal. And you can see that we are much lower than where the grate's actually gonna be. So we aren't gonna be hitting this probe with 1000 degrees of hot coal. Get my grate back on, and let's get our cowboy on. 45 seconds. Spin them around, flip them over, and start the process all over again. We'll do this turn at least 4 times. Now our meter stick's getting a little bit of kiss of flame, but again, I don't think it's too bad. Still reading. Rotate it. Good time to check our internals. Oh yeah, we got a ways to go. Okay, there's a good minute. Oh yeah, starting. See where we're at. And about 118, 119. We're reading 117 degrees on the internal on the RFX. Rotator again. Nice sear on that side. All right, let's get them out of the pie. Oh yeah, reading 122. Oh, we hit 125. Oh yeah, she's ready to come off. Beautiful. So my internal temperature has reached up to 135 degrees. I was shooting for a medium rare medium. One thing that you have to remember is this little probe, it's gonna be warm to the touch. So wear some type of protective glove whenever you're pulling it out of a chunk of meat. She's juicy. Oh yeah. Yeah, meh. Howdy doody. I think that's gonna work. Chop off a little piece in this back end. I don't know about you, but I'd eat it. Probably should have pulled this on the flip before. The thing that's for sure is that the RFX did not lie to me. It told me the temperatures that I was at. It did jump pretty quickly though. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to eat this? My first impressions with the Thermoworks RFX works great. So after last night's steak, I really don't think that I did a great job on that test cook. So I salt brined a nice Snake River Farms ribeye, and I've got some charcoal going because today we're gonna cook this one on some grill grates. Gotta get some fresh black pepper on it though. Get our RFX on with our probe. Just put the gateway right there. Kind of like that. And our charging block here. Now, because of the depth that you need to get this little probe in, you should be hitting pretty much the center of the steak. I did notice last night that that ribeye was a tad overdone on one side compared to the other. All right, let's get our charcoal in, spread it around as evenly as possible. Get our grill grates in, spray down the grates a little bit. Watch out, this can ignite, so be careful. And put the lid on so we can preheat those grates to about 600, 700 degrees. So this steak right now is running at 51.8 degrees, which sounds about right because I have had it out of the refrigerator for about an hour. On the gateway itself, I did adjust the intervals to 15 seconds from 60 seconds when it's actually taking a reading and sending it up to the cloud. I think it'll actually help it react a little quicker when you're grilling. I see zero issues with this probe at all if you're doing any type of low and slow barbecue. But again, I've only tried this once and I wrecked that meter, so I'm kind of a greenhorn when it comes to using a probe on a grill. I mean, everybody's got to learn something sometime. Our lid thermometer is up to 400 degrees, so I want to just check the grill grates themselves. So right now we've got about 600 towards the front, 550 on the back on the right hand side. To give it just a couple more minutes and then we're gonna throw that steak in. No time like the present. Let's get this guy on. Gotta love that sizzle. Now I'm gonna start a timer for 2 minutes and 15 seconds a flip, and we'll sit here and watch our app. We are at 53.4. Smells good. Oh, this is already giving us a beautiful sear already. There we go. 64.8. We are running a little hotter on this right hand side, so I think the next flip I'll just go back to that original spot. 84. Crawling a little faster now. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a beauty. Now I'm gonna run for about another minute, and then we'll verify some temps to see how close we are to the RFX. Saying that I'm 90 degrees right now internal. It's always hard to film a steak cook when you're doing it by yourself. With about a minute left, we've got 97.6. This is pretty close. We're reading 199 right here. Now it says 100. 101. So it's holding pretty close, honestly. I think this baby's done. 112. So grilling with it so far, I can see where it's jumping over on me faster than I want it to be. Yeah, dang it. It was right there when I was checking. Live and learn. This has been fun. There goes our alarm that we are at 125 degrees. Well, 126. It's already gone up 10 degrees since we pulled it off the grill. But it certainly is already starting to drool, and that is a great problem to have. So the app is saying it's 128.9. Yeah, tell me 130 degrees. So in the center, it's matching up. Been roughly 5 minutes. Let's get the probe out. Yeah, I would say that's probably about right, because it's a little less done right here, but don't look too shabby though. Go ahead and lop off a few little pieces. It's American Wagyu, man. So tender and so juicy. There we go. There's our wonderful piece of meat. So I think adjusting the intervals to 15 seconds certainly didn't give me this big jump in temperature like it did last night. My overall opinion while using this probe for grilling, it's certainly going to help you. Having the availability to be able to save the data from the cook is a huge bonus. I love the fact that they're just getting away from the wired probe. To deal with all the mess in the storage, it never fails. Every single one of mine that's not on one of those coiled up wraps is always a tangled mess. Just having this little probe, and it's dishwasher safe if you really want to put it in there, it's pretty handy. Now, if you're looking for more information on the Thermoworks RFX, check the description below. But we really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.